All right, today I'm going to show you how to master transition, as you've seen. So first, you want to duplicate your clip. So once it's duplicated, drag it up to the top. And these clips are kind of long, so you kind of want the transition to be somewhat long as well. So like around here, I want to say not more than half, but like a little bit shy of half. Like it could be like right here or so. So here you want to right click on the duplicated layer, go to the first frame of that clip and hit freeze frame. So that way it's frozen on this one scene. So that way it transitions over. So from here you want to use a rotor brush tool. You could use a pen tool. If the character is easier to mask out, I would just mask it out itself. But since a lot of the clips I'm using is a lot more detailed, I just go with the rotor brush because it's faster. So double click on the clip itself, and you just want to highlight the areas you want. So just like that, you can see the purple highlight around the character, which is going to be masked. You want to get the sword in there too. And if you want to get rid of something, it's left alt on your keyboard. So just left alt, and you'll see like you'll see the red brush. All right, once you have something like this, you got to make sure everything's in here. All right, now that you finished, you want to hit freeze over here. You want to freeze the roto. If you don't, then you'll have a little bit of issues and you'll be wondering why it's not working. After you're done, after it's done freezing, you want to come back to the mask composition, whatever. And you can see right here, it's like off by half a frame. So just drag it over and drag it from the end. It was also dragged forward. So here we have the character, and now we can do 1 of 3 transitions. For this one specifically, we're gonna go with the scale. So with scale, you want to scale it at 100 and then move the 100 to all the way to the end, and then this at 0. So you want it to start from 0 and then go up to 100. So it'll look like that. It looks pretty clean, but you want to ease those 2 keyframes, and you want to drag these kind of not too tight, but something like this, something like that, like a little arch, and it looks like this. To add some motion blur, click on the motion blur for the clip, and it looks like that. So there you go, you get that like smooth transition into the following clip. And then for this one, we will do a position. So for the second clip, you want to just duplicate it once again. You want to freeze frame it. Make sure to freeze frame it because I forgot like 30 different times. And then you kind of just want to make the transition long. You'd rather make it long, and then if it doesn't look good, you can always just shorten it. You can never make it longer than what it is already. That's the thing. So this is, I think, decent. Yeah, I think it's decent. So again, the rotor brush tool, delete the old one, and then double click on the layer. All right, once it's done, you can just go back to the main composition once again. And then you want to drag this over because it goes over half a frame. Click P on your keyboard, right click on positions and separate dimensions. From here, we can either change it from going from bottom to top, or we can go from top to bottom. It just really depends on what you want. We can probably go from the top to bottom. So here you want to -540, then position that, and then to the end at 540. So here we have it. Then you just want to ease those keyframes. You can leave it default, like you don't have to do this, but I think it makes it smoother in my opinion. Like that, you want to arched, and then just add motion blur to the clip as well. There you go. So now you have this. That's the position one. You can always change it whatever you want it to be. These are just the 3 I know of. So yeah, this is the scale. Again, it just depends because here, like, you know, he's coming in, so then the scale would be perfect for that rather than coming down like that where he's standing still. So it's all just, it depends on the clip really. And something like this, you could go like left to right, and I'll show both of the methods of what it looks like from left to right, and then the opacity one, which I'm going to show you. So again, just do the same thing. I'll just cut this out because all right, for this transition we're going to use the opacity. So keyframe that to 100 at the beginning to the end, and then change the beginning to 0. So then you keyframe them once again. So here's the opacity. Here's all 3 of them. Yeah, I think it's just too long, so we can just shorten this. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And if you really wanted to, I think the left to right will be good on this one. Honestly, I just did the opacity just to show what it'll look like. But for this, separate dimensions, and then so keyframe that, put this at 960, I believe it was. Yeah, so we can do that, and then we can turn on motion blur because it looks weird without it. That's how you make this cool little mask transition. It's honestly not that hard as many people think. Like the masking part just seems hard, but if you're using the pen tool, then it takes a long time. But if you use Rotobush, I mean, you can't even tell. And 3 different ways as well, not just, you know, down, left, right, center, whatever. This is, you know, you can do the left one, you can do the opacity one. It all depends on the clip and what you like. In some instances, the opacity one will be better than most, but it all just depends on the clips that you use. But yeah, I hope you liked this tutorial. It was short and it's easy. It's not as hard as many people think it is. But yeah, I hope you liked the video, and please subscribe because I need it.